feel like is the hardest part about balancing the influencer life and then being a player and an athlete? Because you got to focus on kind of what you're here for, but at the same time you're having fun doing the social media stuff.
Yeah, even though I've been doing it a while, it's still hard. Like, especially if we come off like a big win and I'm exhausted the next day and I'm like, okay, what do I choose? Do I try to grind out this piece of content, or am I gonna go get some extra recovery? And so you gotta kind of find the balance of what works for you. And at first I tried to create like a really hard set posting schedule, and that just didn't work for me with all the demands of like even academics too. I'm in a master's program now and got my undergrad degree, and so it's just been a grind academically as well. Oh, thank you.
Big shout, big shout.
Thank you. But yeah, I've just been kind of learning as I go, and but yeah, just trying to find a balance and kind of checking on myself mentally to not overstress myself, because I have to keep the main thing. It's like my goal is to play in the WNBA and have a great long pro career, and then whatever I can do to keep building my socials, I'll do that as I can.
That's what's up right there. I think that's a lot of people in today's college athletics' biggest struggle, because there's been people who aren't the most socially active anyway, and they don't want to post their life. Did you ever struggle with that? Were you always like, oh, I want to be a social media influencer? I don't like using that word, but like, I want to give people insight of like what I'm doing. Were you always like that, or did you have to kind of learn as you went? Yeah,
so my freshman year in college, I was like, gosh, like it would be so cool to be one of those people that like make TikTok videos, and I didn't make a TikTok dance before, like in freshman year, and I just felt awkward posting it, because I'm like, what are my teammates gonna think of me? Like, I'm some freshman that is even ranked in the ESPN top 100 of my class, and I just kind of got like thrown into the team because they had an extra roster spot. And so I'm like, gosh, that's so embarrassing. I can't do that yet. So I kind of waited till I felt like I kind of got my feet wet, and I kind of got settled on the court and like in my position on the team, and I felt a little more comfortable making some content. And it just started with like just kind of dumb dance videos that, not dumb, but like just kind of, there's really no purpose behind, there's really no purpose behind it. And there was no intent of like building a platform. I'm like, I think I'm gonna be more upset at myself if I don't try than if I try and fail. And I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? And I'm like, nothing happens. I'm like, great. Okay, then at least I'll change. Then the other thing, I was like, okay, I'm gonna change my perspective, and I'm just gonna use this as like a log, like kind of like a diary, and like just make videos, and like, so I can remember parts of my college experience. So I kind of took off the pressure of like, ooh, I wanna be a big content creator. And I just kind of started small, and then it just kind of took off from there.
That's kind of how I started with now this whole setup now. I started with the vlogs. So when I was back at Sanford, I had seen people post vlogs. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I had it like the phone. I just started videoing, and ultimately, I thought it was good memories to look back on.
Right.
But then people started enjoying it. Then it just kind of naturally transitioned into all this. And now we're here, stuck in my thoughts. And now that we're here, there is a button by this video that you're watching that's called subscribe. Make sure you hit that. You see that plug?
Click it.
Yeah.